Lil RT is a rapper born in 2014 and has become a controversial figure in the music industry. Despite his tender age, his career has already been tainted by issues that touch on societal concerns, including the role of parents in child stardom, the accelerated maturity of children, and the disturbing trend of over-sexualization in media. In today's deep dive, we're exploring how Lil RT's parents have inadvertently sabotaged him, and highlight the societal factors contributing to the premature loss of childhood innocence. Hey guys, it's Nim. What's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Deep Dive series. If you are new here and you do not know what the Deep Dive series is, this is basically where I sit down, I do my makeup, and I dive deep into a certain topic. And so for today's deep dive, we're going to be diving deep into Lil RT and parental influence. Lil RT's journey into the music industry was not really that unique. It only stands out because of his age. He was born in 2014 and he was basically just thrusted into the limelight at an age when most children are just starting out school. He didn't just start this year, he started further back. I think 2022 is when he really surfaced, but it's spotty because he was born in 2022, so it doesn't really matter. His parents or parent or guardian, I'm not really sure what his guardian situation full guardian situation is. I just know that his mom manages a lot of his stuff, but I'm just going to say his parents for the rest of this video. But his parents were clearly very eager to capitalize on his early talents and the allure of fame, because it would be so easy because of his age. They have managed his career with a very aggressive push to stardom by marketing him as some sort of childhood prodigy and emphasizing his ability to rap complex lyrics and his advanced understanding of the hip-hop culture. However, this approach and his whole entire career has raised some very valid and serious concerns about the ethical and psychological concerns with him as a child, as well as his whole entire dome of people who are raising him and adults who have influence on his life. Lil RT's parents' handling of his career has sparked valid debate and definitely has been a major topic of discussion surrounding his whole entire career and presence in the public. By his parents exposing him to the harsh realities of the music industry at such a young age, they might have inadvertently not only sabotaged his career but also his childhood and his future, all in one stupid decision. That's crazy, bruh. Regarding pressure and expectations on this little boy, Lil RT's parents have placed immense pressure on him to succeed, whether it's intentional or unintentional. The demand of constant practices and public appearances and performance can be overwhelming to any artist that is an adult, let alone a child. This pressure can lead to burnout and mental health struggles and a loss of passion for the craft that initially drove them in the beginning. However, it's not that I don't think Lil RT has a passion, I just can't conceptualize that, I guess, because I think it's crazy. This whole entire situation is crazy. But I just feel as though his passion is definitely fed to him. Not to say that he doesn't have a passion for it, but I highly doubt his passion is as great as his guardian's passion is to make money and not have to work for anything. I think it's also just feeding him the narrative that it's either this or nothing. I think that's a lot for struggling families. It's like any opportunity that you get, it's to take it no matter what, take it and run. So I think it's also that thing of it's either this or struggle bus all over again. I think something that Lil RT definitely does not have is a normal childhood. Instead of being able to go outside and play and live a carefree childhood, Lil RT is navigating the complexities of an adult world. The lack of normalcy in his life, and by that I mean missing out on school experience, childhood friendships, and literally just playing outside. This can have long-term effects on a child into adulthood, and his psychological and emotional development immensely decreases. If we're all going to be honest and be transparent and clear, this boy is being exploited for financial gain. Truth is, Lil RT's parents are actively prioritizing financial gain over their son's well-being every single day. Child stars often generate significant revenue, but the pursuit of wealth at the expense of a child's mental health and future is literally devastating. Now, I personally believe that his parents, his guardian, whatever, are definitely getting exponential financial gain from exploiting him at such a young age. From all his social media being managed by his mom to him getting fed this toxic hip-hop culture, it's honestly just awful because he has to get it from somewhere. It's not like it just came out of nowhere. Like, no 4-year-old is conceptualizing that now, are they? So honestly, I highly doubt that the revenue that he is making is being dealt with in a manner that can secure him for the future or legally. Honestly, there's obviously a lot of things that he can't legally purchase, like alcohol, a house. He can't even book a hotel. He can't book a plane ticket at his age. Cars, he can't buy cars because he doesn't have a license. There's no damn way that his finances are being handled in a legal or ethical manner. Lil RT's devastating situation is symbolic of a larger issue in like pop culture and society today, which is the accelerated maturity of children in today's world. I feel like slowly, as I'm getting older and as the world is evolving, children are getting younger and younger as they get access to the internet. And I think I touched on this in my last deep dive as well, on how children today are being exposed to the internet and vast amounts of entertainment and social media and television and all of that at such a young age. This exposure often includes stuff that is obviously not age appropriate for someone even at Lil RT's age, and it can lead children into adopting behaviors that they see on screen that can be harmful to them, to the people around them, and that is just not age appropriate for children themselves, and all their attitudes and behaviors are far beyond their years. And I think it is just fully upsetting because it's like something that I think we're all aware of, but it's just becoming more and more normalized as just like well, that's how it is now. And that brings me into the next topic. Society nowadays has slowly prioritized people younger and younger becoming more and more independent and self-sufficient at much younger ages than like how they used to be. This cultural shift has contributed to the erosion of childhood, honestly, where play and exploration are replaced by structured activities and adult-like responsibilities, and how so many parents nowadays, like I see it in public, where parents will literally just give their child a phone or an iPad and say play, or say entertain yourself and shut up so that I can do my own thing. Now, me personally, okay, I'm not saying that like having a child is easy. I highly doubt having a child is easy. And I think when it comes to foster maturity, parental expectations 100% affect how fast people and children mature. When your parents consciously or unconsciously push their children to mature quickly, whether through early involvement in competition sports or academics, or as in Lil RT's case, the entertainment industry, these expectations can take a toll on a child's mind, because that type of stress and that kind of pressure can really cause long-term mental health issues, because you are so hyper aware of every little failure and every little gain, because one thing is celebrated and the other thing is degraded. And I'm not looking for the word scolded. Like, I'm really not. And it's honestly pissing me off that I'm not looking for that word, because it's the only one that's in my head right now. The most concerning aspects of Lil RT's rise to fame and a lot of other childhood stars is the over-sexualization that accompanies childhood stardom. Of course, this issue is not isolated to just Lil RT, but is pervasive in the entertainment industry and media as a whole. I'm saying this with my whole chest, by the way, like my whole chest, my full government name, as my mom would say. There are tons of videos of Lil RT that are on the internet to this day, that if he was not a famous boy whose parents were just accepting everything that like is going on in his life, there are a lot of videos that would be considered as child pornography or just plain pedophilia by the people surrounding him. And when I say that, it's like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy, that's so dramatic, but it's the truth. You just don't want to accept it because he's famous. Along with his lyrics that are also just disgusting for anyone, let alone a 10-year-old boy, I think that it's culture that is completely sexist and misogynistic and degrading to women. Touching on over-sexualization in media, there are so many like parts of media that are hypersexualized. I have spoken about this before, I know I have. But music videos, television shows, and social media portray children in ways that are disturbingly sexualized. It's weird. It's vile, and it's so intensely creepy. This content can influence young stars like Lil RT, who may begin to view their worth through the lens of physical appearance and sexual appeal rather than talent or personality. Over-sexualization can severely damage a child's self-esteem and self-image of themselves and people around them, because it affects their body image. Like, I know for myself as well, and I'm like not a child, like I'm fully a teenager and it still affects me. But like for children that are really young, it's awful. Like, children like Lil RT might be pressured to conform to the standards created by adults in order to fit into some weird checklist and check off all the boxes on an adult's list. Because that's all this is. It's conforming to beauty standards created by adults, but it's being fed to adolescents and children. And I think the biggest thing and the most toxic part of this whole thing is how it's being normalized. And I'm not saying it's being normalized by other children, because they don't know better. Their parents are supposed to teach them different, but they don't. They enable it and they normalize it so that this is all children think is correct. The most devastating out of all of this is how I feel as though a lot of people and Lil RT's parents are not taking into account the long-term consequences that can come with such young stardom. There are many consequences, and I've touched on it already. It's the aspect of not only short-term mental health, like a little bit of like stress or whatever. I'm talking about long-term mental health, like damages to someone's self-esteem, damages to body image, leading to anxiety, PTSD. One other long-term consequence that I think a lot of people are, sweeping under the rug, because the whole like idea of someone wanting to get out of this lifestyle is, and by this lifestyle I mean like social media and fame and all that stuff, it's like an arbitrary idea for someone to want to leave because this is a life that everyone wants. But trying to transition into adulthood after a career that has started off the way that their careers have started will be so difficult. Whether it's trying to evolve out of this like child that everyone is seeing them as, or simply just trying to evolve out of this awful toxic masculinity. But I highly doubt that that'll be easy for them to transition out of when it's what their whole entire career is shaped on. When you start young, it's very difficult to build relevance and maintain that relevance, especially when people like they get bored. And if you get big off of something that's either temporary like your age, or just because people are amazed by the absurdity. If you get famous because people are amazed and enthralled by the absurdity of your career and like your whole entire vibe in general, eventually that dwindles down and you slowly become irrelevant because people have gotten over it and people are no longer obsessing over, oh my god, why? And I think this whole entire the whole entire topic of Lil RT and stars like him, like Lil 50, who I also found out, the whole entire thing kind of makes you wonder, like, where are we going as a society where that is being accepted? Like, I think it's very concerning that people are not even, I feel like people are batting an eye, but they're not batting a big enough eye. And on that note, by the way, don't you think it's like sickeningly screwed up that his mom's Instagram gets to be private but his doesn't? Like, I went onto Instagram and I saw that she was managing the account, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I click onto her tag in his like bio description, and her account isn't even private, I mean public. Like, people can't see all her stuff, but her 10-year-old son can be public on Instagram. Like, how does that make sense in anybody's head? In her head, that it's normal for her account, like, she's a grown adult woman, like, she has freedom in this world, like, she can do whatever, and she's allowed to have her account private, but he can't. It just raises the question further, like, where are your morals, where are your ethics? And I am not one to come for someone's parenting. Like, I know that like having children is not easy. This isn't like coming for someone's parenting. This is just exploiting your child. I don't think it's the rapping and the music and the da-da that like makes it enjoyable. It's the lifestyle of not having to worry about finances that is enjoyable. And to say that like you should go back to worrying about finances, no. But like, why doesn't she rap? I don't understand. Putting a child through something like this is awful. And I'm not coming for him as a child, because at the end of the day, there's no consent form that he signed to be thrown into a family where he knew that he was going to be exploited and used for financial gain as some sort of cow. Like, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like, subscribe down below, turn on the post notifications that you get notified every time I turn on a new video. Turn on the post notifications that you get notified every time I post a new video. And I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, besties.